Well, we are on your side and answering the call, where we focus on ways to keep you and your family safe. And today we're getting some answers to a viewer question. We always like to get those in, and big thanks to Tony Passon, who asked us about modified exhaust pipes on vehicles, whether or not they're legal, as well as the under of the car, the neon glow lights that we've seen. So joining me in studio, a man with all the answers, is Shreveport Police Corporal Chris Bordelon. Chris, great to see you as always.
Great to see you. I'll try my best this morning.
Yeah, now this is kind of interesting too. And you know, we were talking off camera because depending on the state that you live, if you're watching in Arkansas, if you're watching in Texas or Louisiana, each state can be different. So we'll jump right into it, into Tony's question there, where he was asking about a number of things, including the exhaust. And I think we've all been out on the roads and have heard a couple exhaust pipes before that you're like, wow, that can't be legal. So break down what you guys see on SPD and what is legal or illegal.
Exactly, and it's a great question. I'm gonna do my best to try to unpack it.
Yeah.
So under Louisiana Revised Statute 32-352,
wow,
it talks about the modification of exhaust systems, and what we refer to as straight pipe exhaust, or removing the muffler, is 100% illegal. Now, there are different types of exhaust systems that are put on cars or trucks. In this case, any of those exhaust systems that are put on there for the sole reason of increasing the sound and vibration of that vehicle are illegal by state law. Now, when it comes to the diagnosis of that, it's going to come down to an officer's experience and understanding of how that vehicle works. But if an officer is able to look at a vehicle and determine that the muffler or the catalytic converters underneath that vehicle have been modified or removed, that does meet the criteria for that person to be cited.
I would assume it would have to be pretty loud and awful for an officer to crawl underneath of the car.
Yes, typically that is not something that officers do here in Shreveport. However, you know, there are certain situations, especially in neighborhood settings, where someone's driving through the neighborhood excessively loud, where we do issue those citations.
Okay, interesting. Now, one thing, we always get viewers asking about lights, whether that be the LED headlights that could be absolutely awful when the car's right behind you, or the underglow lights. Let's talk about what's legal in the world of lights.
So, lights on the front of the vehicle must be white. And they must be able to be visible from 1,000 feet away. Now, when it comes to other lights, any lights on the front of a vehicle that are green, red, or blue are 100% illegal. Also, the lights that are underneath the vehicle may not be visible by more than 75 feet from the vehicle. So any lights that are shining from the front of the vehicle that are not white are illegal. Now, when it comes to the officer seeing that, it's going to depend on the angle in which an officer sees that, as well as the other drivers on the roadway. We want to encourage individuals to understand that if your vehicle is obscuring the drivers on the roadway, that is what makes it illegal. It has nothing to do necessarily with your rights to customize your vehicle. It's more to do with the safety of other drivers on the roadway.
And that certainly makes sense too. I mean, we want everybody to be equally safe out there, and if you're driving this gigantic truck that's lit up like a Christmas tree and people can't see around it, or, you know, that could be a difficult thing. So.
Absolutely.
All right, interesting. Well, certainly appreciate Tony for sending in those questions for us. I knew we got the right man to answer them. So, Chris, thanks again, pal, as always.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
And if you happen to have a viewer question or a question for either Chris or this segment in general, you can email us to pressreleases@ktbs.com. Include a little portion of your question right there in the subject headline, and watch every Tuesday as we get those answers for you on Answering the Call. And we'll have more to come on KTBS 3 News right after this.